Hello and welcome everyone. Today we are going to make a patriotic Mickey head shaped wreath out of mostly Dollar Tree supplies. So today I have some red, white, and silver tinsel from the Dollar Tree. I bought 5 of these. They're 9 feet long each. I'm using a Dollar Tree 14-inch floral ring and then 2 they come together as one 8-inch rings. I also got some stars from the Dollar Tree, a few packs of these. I am going to use some ribbon, which didn't come from the Dollar Tree, but I'm sure you could probably get red, white, and blue ribbon from the Dollar Tree, or if you have some ribbon that's patriotic that you want to use, you could use that. I'm going to use a few zip ties, possibly some pipe cleaner, and hot glue. And I think that pretty much covers the supplies that you need. So to get started, we're going to move all of this out of the way. Oh, the other thing, a couple of popsicle sticks to help the ears stay still. So you want to take your tags off of everything. And let me do that and I'll come right back. So this is what it'll look like when you're going to put it together. So I just am going to zip tie the pieces together. So you want it to tuck in just a little. I really should have started with that one, but so I'm going to do one here and one right here where these 2 pieces all can come together. And I'm going to do the same thing on that side so that it's kind of holding on to a better spot and it won't slide so easy. It's where I should have started, but I started in the other spot. So what you do is you put the popsicle stick in between the inner and outer ring of the large ring, and then you slide it so that it's in here. So I'll take it out, and it will fall out right now because it's a little bit loose. But so if you slide it here between these 2 and then here like this, and then do it at an angle. Now if you lift it up, it may or may not stay. It's loose, but what we're going to do is we're going to put some hot glue so it stays there, and then we're going to wrap the rings in the garland so you won't see that at all. You don't have to use blue. It's just I have color ones on hand, so I use similar colors. So we're just going to hot glue that in a minute. So we'll do the other ear. I'm going to flip this back over. So let's see, that just fell out. But it does keep it from swinging back and forth. So we'll put that back in once we get this ear attached. So I'm going to attach this ear just like that, right there. And once I have that done, I'll come back and show you. So I decided to do actually a crisscross here with the zip tie. So I'm going to do that on this side too, just because it keeps it from sliding as easily. This one, it definitely isn't sliding back and forth. So I'm going to do that on the other side too. Just show you. The hardest part is to get it as tight as you can when it's overlapping, because it's not as close. And now we're going to add our popsicle stick Like I said, just going through here and tucking it there. So I'm just going to glue here, here, and here with my hot glue. So just push down a little bit. And for now, that'll lift that up. Same thing on this side. Just lift it up a little. Get it back where I want it before it cools. Add a little to this side, and if like you want to just put it over top, that works too. So I'm going to let that one cool, then I'll do the other side, and then I'll come back and show you the next step. All right, so these have cooled, and the next step is to add the garland. So to do that, you're going to need your garland and either a zip tie or a piece of pipe cleaner. So it doesn't have to be a huge piece. This is about 3 inches. This piece I have here. If you have scrap from something, you can use that. I use a similar color, but it hides, so it doesn't really have to be. I am just going to start here. So I'm going to actually flip my Mickey head over. Flip it on its side for a second. And I'm just going to tuck my garland in here. And I'm going to wrap my pipe cleaner around this part. Sorry, that's not in focus. This part over here, since I didn't show you. Quiet. Apologies for the dog. But just gonna kind of wrap it around and twist it. Try not to twist the garland at the same time. You could always put a little hot glue there too if you wanted to like secure that to the spot, but I don't really worry about it. So this is just one strand of all the strands, and at this point then I just take it and wrap it around. I'm going to go down away from the ears to start with, just because it's easier so you can get the hang of it first. Oops, sorry for that. Got a little too close to the camera. And you just keep wrapping it around. So I'm going to wrap this whole piece on, and then I'll come back and show you when I have that piece on and then what to do next. So I find you get about 1/3 of the way with one of these 14-inch wreath forms with the 9-foot garland from Dollar Tree. So I reached the end, and it's right here at this intersection or section of these two wires. So I'm just going to do the same thing I did with a piece of pipe cleaner. Just secure the end. And sometimes I'm not even sure you need to do this, because it kind of, if you tuck it around the wire frame, it tends to stay, but you know, this way it's a little more secure. You could use a zip tie there too if you wanted to. So then next thing you do is just get another one and get started. It takes me 3 of these 9-foot Dollar Tree garlands to do the main part of the head, and then 1 for each of the ears, so that's why I get 5. Now if you wanted it a little fuller, you might be able to squish them a little tighter and make it a little fuller. But this is what I like for when I'm adding other decor. So to start again, you just do the same thing. You attach an end, get a pipe cleaner and secure it, and away you go. So I'm going to do this next one and come back to you when I get close to the ear. So I've gotten close to the ear. So here, I'm just going to keep going around, but I'm actually going to go through the bottom section of the ear, which is a little tough just because of the, wants to get caught on the popsicle stick here a little bit, but not that hard. And then on the other side of the popsicle stick, just keep going around and then tuck it in and secure it again right here in that section right here with my pipe cleaner. So I'm just gonna make a little U, come up from underneath, make sure it's in there. This is the difficult part, is just getting the other stuff out of the way so you can twist it. Sometimes it's just in the way, but then once you get it, you get going. And then once you have it all twisted, you just keep twisting it and poking it down and behind, so you can't even see it. Like, I'll show you. You can't see it here, and you really can't see it back here. And you can see the the popsicle stick is getting covered up nicely too. And it'll get all the way covered once we do the ear. So then the same thing, you just keep continuing on. And when you get to this ear here, do the same thing, come through this section instead of going all the way over the ear, and secure it at the end. So I'm just gonna finish that section off and I'll come back to you. So now you can see I got it all the way around the head portion of the wireframe, and so now we're going to work on the ears, and it's the same thing. You're just going to get another garland and wrap, and for here you're going to have to just kind of get in between the best you can. It's going to be a little more difficult. I would say maybe wait to the end so you have less to pull through to finish off that area. Plus, because it's kind of already full, so you don't need a ton there. You just want to make sure you cover up your popsicle stick, and the bulk of your garland go on this part of the ear and not so much in here. So just do the same thing to get started. Get your pipe cleaner, attach it there. I think I'm going to start like right here. Or actually, I might even be able to start right in where this portion is over here, where the cross wire is there, and not have to go in through, because that's kind of where it attaches. So I should be able to start there and then go and then do the last part where I thread it through. So let me get it attached, and then I'll show you how I do it and get started. So now I have it attached, and we're just going to do the same thing, where we continue to just wrap it around the frame. Like this, until we get it all the way around. So I'm going to keep going and come back to you when I have this ear done. Alright, so I've gotten to the point where I only have a little bit left, so I'm wrapping it around until I'm going to come up through here. You just have to be careful you don't like pull apart anything. You're not sure which part you're pulling. That's why I said wait till the end when you don't have much left. So that's the end. And with that, I'm just going to tuck in, because I think it'll hold secure just fine. And that's that ear. So I'm going to go do the other ear the same, and I'll come back to you when it's done. So here's how it's looking so far. So here's what it looks like now, and I'm going to add some stars from the Dollar Tree, like this, all around. I'm going to lay them out so you can see how we would do it, and then I'm going to hot glue them. So let me lay some out, and then I'll come right back. So I've just laid them out, and that's what I have on here is just a little bit less than what's in a bag, and there's the bag. that you can get from the Dollar Tree. So I just laid them out like this, and I left a space at the bottom of the wreath here where I am going to make a bow out of these ribbons that I have. And you could make a solid bow, you don't have to do a bow. You know, it's really up to you how you want to design it. But you can do the bow before you place your stars or after, however you want to do it. So this is how I'm going to start. Now I'm going to add to the ears too. But I just wanted to give you an idea of how many stars a bag, and I did like a sort of a pattern, but that's almost a full bag worth of stars. So I'd say you probably want 3 bags of stars maybe to fill your wreath. It really depends on how many stars you want. Like if you want to go with a lot of stars, you would want more than that. But if you just want a little to make it pop, you know, it really depends. And I will probably add more than this once I get my bow on and get all of the stars laid out and the initial ones hot glued on. I'll probably add more. So now I am going to glue these on, and then I'll come back and show you how I'm going to make my bow. So I finished hot gluing the stars on. You can see got them all everywhere except for right here where I'm going to put my bow, and that's what I'm going to work on next. So I'm going to move the wreath aside for a minute. And I'm going to try to make a bow with 3 ribbons like this. So to make the bow, I cut a blue piece of ribbon 18 inches, the star ribbon that I have 21 inches, and the red ribbon 24 inches. So I'm going to have the blue in the front, the star one in the middle, and the red in the back, the way I'm going to do it. So to make the star one, I'm going to have 3.5 inch tails and loops. So I'm going to come in 3.5 inches and grab there, then measure 7 inches, and then bring them together, and then again 7 inches, and bring that together. And you can use wire to secure this, but I already have secured my blue ribbon to a piece of pipe cleaner, and I'm just going to put this one right behind the blue one and bring the pipe cleaner around to hold that in place like that. So I did the same thing for the blue ribbon. It was just 3 inches for the tails and loops. So measure out 3, then grab that, measure out 6, grab that, and do the same process. So I'm going to dovetail the ends of this in a minute. So next, I want to do the red ribbon, which again is 24 inches. So I'm going to do 4-inch tails, because I'm just making them each a little bit bigger. And so then I'm going to measure 8 inches. And this ribbon is a little stiffer, so it's a little more difficult to work with, but that's okay. Just have to play with it a little bit more. And another 8 inches. It should leave a 4-inch tail, and it does. Like I said, it's a little stiffer, but we can fix that. As we work with it, it'll be fine. And you want to give it a little twist to get it the way you want it to be. Fix the that's what it's going to look like, and I'm just going to use the same pipe cleaner to secure it to the back of the other two ribbons. And again, we can fix it once we've got it all attached. And I'm just wrapping it around nice and tight and then kind of pinching it together. And once we have it together, we can fix the loops. So just gonna pull the loops out like this, and I'm gonna dovetail the two ribbons that I didn't do yet. And I'll show you that. You just fold the end, cut a little V shape. And like this one looks like it ended up a little longer than this one, so I might trim that a little bit, but I'm gonna wait until I shape everything and tug on everything and make sure that it doesn't change before I cut extra off. Because that can happen sometimes, you know. You end up moving things around and then what you cut, you didn't really need to cut, and then it ends up too short. So I want it to be like this. Now you could make these a little bit longer, as I'm looking at it thinking maybe a little more, like another ½ inch would have been a little bit better to show off the multicolors on the tails. And like you can see, this looks too long, so I'm gonna go ahead and trim it a little bit more. But you know, it's all about your preference and how you want to do it. That's what makes crafting wonderful, is you can do it how you like. So I am going to take a piece of, well, am I going to take a piece of this ribbon? You could either take a piece of ribbon here and, let's see about that much maybe, fold it to make the center. Well, that wasn't long enough, but, well, maybe. To make the center like this, or you could take one of our glitter stars and put it right in the center, which I think might be what I decide to do. Glue that right in the center, make my bow sit just like this. I still feel like one side ended up a little bit longer than the other. If I can pull that in without messing it up too much. So I'm gonna fluff this and get it all set up and then hot glue my star on. And before I hot glue the star on, you want to use whatever you're gonna use to attach it to the wreath. I mean, you could hot glue it if you want to. Actually, I might do that. Or you can use a pipe cleaner or wire and have that in there, and then use that to attach it to the wreath like this. It's totally up to you. So my bow is ready. And I've decided I'm just going to go ahead and hot glue it on. And it's going to go right there. Make sure that it's in the center. So I'm just going to put glue here, a little bit on the back of the bow. Because then it can just cling to the garland. And I think that looks really nice in the bottom. Let me hang it up so you can see the full wreath. Here is the finished wreath. I think it looks pretty cute, especially considering how cheap it is to make. The whole thing cost around $15. Maybe a little bit more than that if you include the expense of buying the ribbon that I didn't buy at the Dollar Tree, but I had it on hand, and you're not using that much of it, so all in all, not that expensive. but pretty much everything else came from the Dollar Tree. The wire frames, the garland, the stars. You can even get the popsicle sticks at the Dollar Tree to help steady the frames. You can get pipe cleaners from the Dollar Tree, but like those are things that you might still have on hand and you're only using a few of them. So that doesn't make the cost go up very high. And you can get ribbon from the Dollar Tree too. So it's a great inexpensive wreath to make to celebrate the holidays. I'm gonna hang this out front on my door for the 4th of July. If you enjoyed this video, I hope that you will like and subscribe and come back again for another DIY Disney inspired craft. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.